I just start? Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of York. Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of York. My name is Robbie Kaznarek, your worship associate. My pronouns are she, her. Before we enter into our worship time together, there are a few announcements we want to share about our community here at UUCY. If you have come to UUCY today with children, we are delighted to have you. After our time for all ages this morning, children and youth will be invited to gather downstairs with our teachers for religious education classes. Our nursery is always available for children aged 4 and younger. Make sure to note our announcements listed on the back of your order of service, including QR codes with more detail and info for newcomers. We are delighted to have you with us today. Whoever you are, whoever you love, we are glad your faith journey brought you here today. The mission of this congregation is to nurture a loving community, inspire lifelong and personal growth, and act for a better world. We welcome all of you joining us in person or online. If you're joining us for the first time, we invite you to visit our welcome desk out in the lobby to fill out a newcomer card or send an email to welcome@uucy.org so that we might get to know you. Let us now mark this time made sacred by our presence by taking a collective breath. Again, welcome to UUCY.
Good morning, friends. And happy Mother's Day to each and all of you. My name is Reverend Christin Green, your minister, and my pronouns are she and her. This morning, I'd like to help us center into our time of worship with an invocation by Reverend Elizabeth Mount entitled Co-Regulation. From our very first breath, we reach out. Co-regulation, not self-regulation, is in our nature. We find our cues from the sun and the moon, from each parent and caregiver. We find our place in this great turning planet by turning to one another, generation to generation. We awaken to the dawn and we fall asleep at the evening's end. Our life's journey is part of something greater, something simple, something divine. A flame cannot be lit without a spark. A life cannot begin without the air. And we cannot begin to find ourselves without love. May we reach out to one another. May we offer love and nurturing care. May we join together in celebration of the interdependence of our lives. In this spirit, let us worship together.
As we light our chalice this morning in the sanctuary, a symbol of our living tradition, those joining us remotely are also invited to light a candle or chalice of their own. I offer a Mother's Day chalice writing written by Reverend Dini Oliva. We light this chalice for mothers and mothering to celebrate those who have taken on the task of nurturing a young one, baby, child, or youth into adulthood, to celebrate those who have nourished the light of truth and compassion in growing minds and hearts, to celebrate those who have committed time, money, energy to the growth of others in this world. We light this chalice to celebrate and hold dear this flame of love. Please rise and body your spirit to join in singing.
You'll see that there are 2 hymn numbers listed. We will invite you to sing both and. Number 1069, Ancient Mother, you can continue to repeat that text. And we will also layer on top of that the first 2 verses of 1070, Mother, I Feel You. Sing what you are called to sing.
I wonder if there are any who feel young in body or in spirit who would like to join me on the rug for a special time for all ages this morning. Oh, good. Welcome, welcome. Rainbows up here if you need a little puppy love. Happy Mother's Day, friends. Is anyone doing something special today to celebrate? You are? You are? Yeah?
I'm not cooking.
You're not cooking. What a blessing. You deserve it. Hello, baby. Well, I'm so glad that you're all here with us today. And I'm wondering, do we have any kindness experts in the sanctuary today? Anybody really good at being kind? Is that you? You're really good at it? A little shy? I bet there's some really good kindness experts in the building today. And I wonder if we know what that looks like. What does it look like to be kind? Yeah, thinking of others before we think of ourselves. Generosity, yeah. Could look a lot of ways. And luckily, I have a visual aid. And this book is about the sound of kindness. So it's not just what kindness looks like, but it's what kindness sounds like. So this book is by Amy Ludwig Vanderwater and illustrated by Teresa Martinez. It's called The Sound of Kindness. Right. What is the sound of kindness? How does kindness talk? We can learn by listening. Let's take a kindness walk. Have you ever taken a kindness walk before? That's new to me. Good to see you. Want to play? I will help. That's the way. You can do it. That sounds fair. Oh, I'm sorry. We can share. You're my friend. Let's rest a bit. Sometimes we might need those little reminders. You go first. Here, come sit. We'll work together. I'm learning too. Hold my hand. I like you. We can fix it. You're doing fine. I need that reminder. I believe you. Here, take mine. These things that you've heard before or said. We hear the sound of kindness when we listen to the day. We fill our world with kindness with the words we choose to say. Wonder if you're thinking of even more kind words that you've heard or said. This reader's note in the back actually includes several different kinds of kindness walks. So you can go on a nature walk and look for kindness, or you can go on a memory walk, a memory kindness walk, or a literary kindness walk. You can think about books where kindness was present, or a pretend kindness walk, or a quiet kindness walk. There's all kinds of ideas in here about the ways that kindness looks and sounds and feels. And just know that they're everywhere. They're all around us if we just look for them. So I hope that you're able to continue thinking and talking about that. And we can start right now by rising together and singing together as our children and youth journey downstairs to their RE classrooms. We dedicate time in our services each week to address what we call matters of the heart, to reflect on and share our joys and triumphs, our sorrows and our broken places. In this circle of care, we make space for the complexities of life, the myriad experiences that bless and break our hearts. The truth of human experience dictates that on any given day, we each come to the table with hearts in different places. It is especially so on this day, originally conceived to honor women who nurture. In this circle of care, we honor the truth that mothering is not and never will be quantified in one single descriptor. Mothering can be done by any and all genders and sexes. Mothering can be elusive or infuriating, fulfilling or confusing, commonplace or triumphant. It exists in the everyday experiences of each person. There is no human being that is not connected to or disconnected from a mother. And so we honor the complexity of experience, writ large in flowered platitudes, in the Hallmark greeting cards, but here in this space laid bare, honoring the truth in each of our hearts, there is room for all in this circle. In gathering as a community of faith, we are given the opportunity to give the priceless and powerful gift of witnessing each other's lives and truths. To be witnessed, to be seen, is powerful. It is life-giving, life-affirming, and life-nourishing. So as I read the following adapted words of my colleague, Reverend Lisa Bovey-Kemper, I will lift my hands and invite you to respond aloud in unison with the words, "We see you." If you have carried a child or children, whether or not they came to be born, we see you. If you have fervently wished to do so, and circumstances of fate made it impossible, we see you. If you have welcomed a child born of another's biology into your heart, home, and family, despite the hurtful assumptions that you are not a real mother, we see you. If you love children you cannot see, whether because of death or estrangement, we see you. If you never wanted to be a mother, we see you. If you are happy to mother other people's children as an educator, an auntie, a foster parent, or other ways, we see you. If your mother hurt you, physically or emotionally, we see you. If you had no mother presence at all, we see you. If your mother is or was your best friend, we see you. If you wonder whether your own mothering has been enough, we see you. If the government has said that you cannot be a mother because of your gender identity, and yet you take on the role of nurturer, we see you. And if yours is a different truth altogether, we honor your unspoken story. We see you. There is room for all in this circle. May it be so today and always. We light one final candle this morning for all that remains unspoken within our hearts, whether it feels too large or too small to share, whether you're ready to hear it read aloud yet, please know that this community holds these things with you in silence, even if the words never come. We honor all that we carry with us and know that the flame of our faith kindled here resides within us also at all times. So may it ever be, and amen.
The reading this morning is entitled The Many Names for Mother by Janet H. Bowering. Blessed is the person who feeds and warms, washes and comforts a child, and soothes them in illness, for they shall be called caregiver. Blessed is the person who gives shelter and food, clothing, toys, books, and tools, for they shall be called provider. Blessed is the person who opens doors in the child's experience, who explains the puzzling and wonders at the mysterious, for they shall be called teacher. Blessed is the person who shields a child from that which will wither or warp, who protects a child from abuse and exploitation, who guards against bullying and scorn, for they shall be called defender. Blessed is the person who takes the time to listen, who is there for a child in the darkness, who is aware of the fears, who speaks the words of encouragement in moments of despair, for they shall be called sustainer. Blessed is the person who guides a child in the search for beauty, who encourages them at what is daunting, who steadies them as they explore new experiences, who fires their aspirations and their dreams, for they shall be called inspirer. Blessed are all these persons who help bring an infant along the many paths to maturity, for in them is the future well-being of humanity.
Thank you, Robbie. There are so many ways to define and name and honor the mothering present in our lives. Caregiver, provider, teacher, defender, sustainer, inspirer, and a multitude of others. Each of these names and roles reveal important lessons about mothering, about co-regulation, about how we need each other in so many ways on these life journeys. As I've been pondering this holiday and what message might be emerging at this very moment, the concept of Ubuntu came to mind. Ubuntu is the South African concept which translates to I am because we are, or humanity towards others. It embodies the principles of compassion, respect, and interconnectedness with humanity. Ubuntu is more than just a word. It's a philosophy, a way of life, and a powerful force in post-apartheid South Africa, playing a crucial role in reconciliation and building a more harmonious society. In Desmond Tutu's memoir, No Future Without Forgiveness, he writes, Ubuntu is very difficult to render into a Western language. It speaks of the very essence of being human. You are what you have. It is to say, my humanity is inextricably bound up in yours. We belong in a bundle of life. At Mandela's memorial after he died, President Barack Obama spoke about Ubuntu as a word that captures Mandela's greatest gift, his recognition that we are all bound together in ways that are invisible to the eye, that there is a oneness to humanity, that we achieve ourselves by sharing ourselves with others and caring for those around us. I am because of you. I am what I am because of who we all are. Maya Angelou famously stated, people will not remember what you said, they won't remember what you did, but they will remember how you made them feel. Co-regulation, how we make other people feel. Your nervous system meets my nervous system, and a new nervous system is created between us. Co-regulation. Have you ever noticed if you've been with someone and you've felt a sudden shift in the mood? Or maybe you've noticed a change in the dynamic between you and someone else without quite knowing why. Co-regulation is the way that nervous systems of one individual influences the nervous system of another. It really is that simple, although it is not only an interpersonal process, but also a neurological and biological process. As humans, we long to be connected with others. It develops before birth and lasts throughout lifetimes. Our nervous system actually looks for and needs others with whom we feel safe enough to connect and with whom we can create supportive and protective systems and relationships. Licensed clinical social worker Kate Double talks about what she calls the co-regulation effect. When one person yawns, sometimes we yawn too. And when one person laughs, we might also feel a little bit happy. When one person cries, we're moved. If one person is calm, we are soothed. The other isn't generating our feelings, nor are we fully responsible for them. We are responsible for understanding and sharing and tending to our own emotions. But we are affecting one another in important, real, and unconscious ways. Humans are pack animals. We aren't meant to live in isolation, not for long. Relationship is everything. And understanding co-regulation is important because we can become aware of the interplay between our nervous systems, and we can enter and alter those dynamics to have happier, healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Co-regulation is a supportive process where one person helps another manage their emotions or their behaviors or their physical responses through warm, connected interactions. This shared experience helps individuals gradually develop self-regulation skills, making it easier to handle life's challenges on our own. And although this process is largely unconscious, we can increase our awareness and use the power of both self-regulation and co-regulation to change our relationship cycles. Becoming aware of the unconscious ways that our nervous system impacts those we love can provide motivation to build skills to regulate our emotions effectively and heal our relationships. Now let's get into the science for a moment. There's the autonomic nervous system, which is key in regulating emotional responses. Co-regulating helps balance our sympathetic, our fight or flight response, and our parasympathetic, our rest and digest systems. This helps us achieve a state of safety and calm. Dr. Virginia Holman, professor of pastoral counseling, writes that when our fight, flight, or freeze responses are triggered by frightening circumstances or even our own thoughts, we often need the support of co-regulation to regain a sense of calm and safety. Co-regulation happens when two nervous systems sync up. While systems can move into dysregulation, with each one heightened the alarm of the other, one non-anxious presence can help the other's alarmed nervous system find calm. Co-regulation includes nonverbal cues, such as a smile, melodic humming, or a reassuring, safe touch if and when that touch is welcomed. Verbal cues can also support calming co-regulation, such as singing together or sharing stories. A non-anxious presence says, "I've got you. I'm here. You're not alone." The alarming circumstances may not change, but the thoughts that maintain internal alarm bells can soften so that the anxious other begins to experience a sense of safety instead of fear. Lifelong UU and interfaith minister Sarah Purtle writes about a defining moment in her own lived experience of co-regulation and mothering that I think we can all learn from. Listen to her story. "I washed my hands carefully before entering the neonatal intensive care unit where my newborn son fought for his life. He weighed only 2 pounds and was born 3 months early. I kept vigil by spending the whole day alongside him. He rested inside an isolate, but I could extend my arms and contact him through 2 small holes. When I arrived and paused to wash my hands, I used that moment to pray and notice I was entering sacred ground. Machines whirred and brought air through tubes. The first day, I watched parents trying to stroke their child's arm through the opening. It was too much. The baby flared in self-protection and they felt pushed away. How could I do this differently? As I extended my hands into the isolate, I sensed what kind of touch he could receive. It changed from moment to moment. Could I cradle his head, or was that too much? Could I offer a pinky finger for him to grip? Would it be helpful to scoop my hand and gently cup his feet? That kept his legs flexed. Some days, any touch at all felt invasive, so I listened closely to what he needed. There was a phrase that I repeated to orient me. What will say love to you today? One night, he developed a raging infection. In grief, I waited for a new, strong medicine to arrive at the hospital by truck from the airport. Standing helpless, I asked, what would say love? Right then, it meant to stay by his side late into the night. I spoke to him through the glass. If you can, please choose to stay here. The medicine is coming soon. He swiveled his head. Our eyes met. That was back in 1984. Today, he's a strong man in his 30s. Throughout his childhood and still today, that same phrase travels with us. I've used it as a compass when I want to come through with real support. When he was a toddler in tears, during rocky times, even bringing him to college. It comes up now in day-to-day living. If we're preparing to take a walk because there's something pressing on his mind, I want to get the right balance of listening while giving space. So I ask inwardly beforehand, what will say love to you today? What will say love to you today in this moment? How can we bring self-regulation and co-regulation to the forefront of our attention to help ourselves and each other make it through these times together? We can start by learning and practicing strategies for self-soothing. What reminds you of the universal spirit of life and love, the one that will not let you go? Invest time and energy in those reminders. Being in nature, sharing tea, listening to a guided meditation, or doing gentle yoga or movement, warm social connections, singing together. Whatever is calming one person soothing themselves will also have a similar effect on the other. We can also identify individuals in our circles whose non-anxious presence helps us to return to a sense of safety and peace. Increasing our awareness is simple and can make learning self and co-regulation easier. Listen, look, and be present. When you're in a situation where you need to be a non-anxious presence, try making eye contact with the other person. Soften your face and your voice, and give this person your full attention in the present moment. In this way, you are saying, "You are safe. I am with you." Your communication of safety is beyond their conscious awareness. Your actions that communicate safety are intentional and powerful. And finally, breathe. Breathe into your own oxygen mask before tending to anyone else's. Co-dysregulation, where things kind of fall apart because we both get anxious, that can happen quickly. But don't forget that you are in charge of your own nervous system. So focus on yourself rather than changing others. This is the key to changing relationship dynamics. Changing others is really never a valid goal because it's impossible. Making changes to our own ways of behaving and experiencing and relating to others is the big enough job. But become aware of your internal state of rising activation or alarm and act quickly to calm yourself. Intentional, slow, deep belly breathing will help to dull or snooze or even turn off those alarm bells that have been activated, and it will simultaneously signal to the other person to do the same. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, breathing, really? I do that all the time. What do you even mean? It's true that breathing is largely unconscious, just like the ways that we interact and co-regulate and co-dysregulate. We do it in our sleep even, but we don't have to think about it. But when we are awake and activated from something upsetting, we have a conscious choice to make, not about whether or not to breathe, but how to breathe. So let's do a little more science. I want you to try putting a hand on your heart and putting one on your belly. When we take a really deep breath, try inhaling through your nose. You want to feel your belly expand rather than your chest rising. So try a couple more times if you need to. Those chest breaths can indicate shallow, anxious breathing, and it can take some time to really settle in to those deep belly breaths, and that's okay. But here's what we're doing as we continue to deepen and sink into that space and expand our lungs. When we're able to reach that deeper belly breath, our lungs lengthen and expand into our bodies, even into our backs. Our lungs are really quite massive when we fill them with air. And they make contact with the anatomy of our spine, where we find the vagus nerve. VAGUS, not Las Vegas. This vagus comes from the Latin term for wandering, because it's the longest cranial nerve in the body, and it goes from the brainstem down through the lower abdomen. So what happens in the vagus nerve does not stay in the vagus nerve. When we breathe deeply and expand our lungs, we're actually performing an internal massage on that nerve. And every time we breathe deeply and expand our lungs and massage that nerve, we're sending a signal to our brain over and over again that says we're safe. Our primal brains need to remember that there is no saber-toothed tiger and we can relax. The danger is not here. It's okay. We're safe. That's actually what deep breathing does. It doesn't just slow you down and make you pause and waste your time. It's actually resetting your nervous system so that you can show up with more language and more ability to communicate and more ability to share and be with each other. In calming ourselves and practicing self-regulation, we equip ourselves for co-regulation and also for that South African concept of Ubuntu. In finding what says love to us in this moment, we share that love with each other. On this Mother's Day, we are called to remember that we are all bound together in ways that are invisible to the eye, that there is a oneness to humanity, and that we achieve ourselves by sharing ourselves with others and caring for those around us. Blessed be. May it be so, and amen. Now, on this Mother's Day, Gretchen, Lisa, and I are prepared to offer you a gift of song. And so I hope you will enjoy this gift to you, Bright Morning Stars. If you'd like to follow along in your hymnal, it's 357. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising.
you want to go up? We now invite you into generosity as we collect our weekly offering. Each week we commit to share our offering with a community organization that upholds our values. Our Share the Plate partner for May is the Period Poverty Awareness Initiative. Low-income individuals within our community who already experience housing and food insecurity also do not have resources to obtain menstrual hygiene products. It is an unseen public health issue that creates a lot of shame and stigma. It impacts a person's ability to show up at work or school. To address this health challenge, for the past 2 years, UUCY, in partnership with St. Paul's Lutheran Church, has raised funds to supply menstrual products for the St. Paul's Food Pantry. This social justice initiative has been well received and appreciated by individuals attending the food pantry. The cost of products has risen steadily over the past year and is expected to increase significantly this coming year. The shape of justice can be as simple as a tampon. Let us continue to support this worthy endeavor. Our ushers will now come forward to collect the offering. If this is your first time visiting with us, please feel free to let the basket pass you by. Your presence is our gift. Sorry. Please join us in extinguishing our chalice and your home chalices if you have lit them. with the words printed in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Benediction words today, I offer a blessing from my colleague, Reverend Linda Susan Ulrich. For all the mothers and mother figures, the siblings, aunts and uncles, grandparents and extended family members who mother, the soon-to-be mothers, the wish they were mothers, the never wanted to be mothers, the it's complicated mothers, the birth mothers, the foster mothers, the adoptive mothers, the stepmothers, the used-to-be dad mothers, the more than one mom mothers, single mothers, separated mothers, stay-at-home mothers, unhoused mothers, the grieving mothers, those who grieve their mothers, and those whose grief is complex, for all the communities that mother, and for all who depend on the great mother, you are held and beloved. Blessed be. Happy Mother's Day, and go in peace. I understand there is an informal budget meeting after this, but I invite you to first enjoy Gretchen's gift of music, which is one of her mother's favorites.